Hey, it's Luke here, and this is my review for the Lazarus Effect. So the Lazarus Effect actually has a cast of real actors, not your typical bad horror movie actors. We have Mark Duplass from Safety Not Guaranteed. We have Olivia Wilde from, let's just say, Tron Legacy. We have Evan Peters from American Horror Story and Kick-Ass. And we have Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, from being a rapper, Childish Gambino. Now, this movie isn't as good as another movie that has real actors in another horror movie, that is, The Conjuring. Not as good as like something like The Conjuring, but I don't think that this movie is really as bad as some people are saying it is. Now, the story of this movie is basically a small group of scientists who are working on this serum or this project to bring dead bodies back to life. Freshly dead bodies, not just some old corpse from the graveyard. They have to be freshly dead with working and functional organs and whatnot. And they actually get shut down. Their research is taken away from them, and they're really stressed out about this, and they're not happy because they've been working on this project for 3 or 4 years. And the head guy, the leader, decides we have to try this just one more time. So they go back to their lab one night, things go horribly wrong, one of them dies, and they decide to bring her back to life using their Lazarus serum, and of course everything just goes completely batshit crazy, and everything goes terribly wrong. Now, this movie has a very contained and small story, and I like that about this movie. They're really the only actors that you got to see in the movie, and definitely the strongest and best thing about this movie is the acting. The acting is really, really good for a horror movie, and that's basically because they used real actors. I will say that the whole thing overall really isn't that scary, not really even at all. There are some times when you see a jump scare coming like from just thousands of yards away, and it just doesn't really get you at all. They kind of rely on those quite a bit, and they also rely on like the character being there for 1 second and then the lights go out for 2 seconds, and when they come back on they're not there anymore. That's what this movie mostly is. They're in this small laboratory and this character keeps popping around back and forth and it's scaring them, and that's pretty much what you're getting from this movie. I do think that the acting really helps make it more enjoyable. There are some pretty cool death scenes in this movie that are fun to watch, and they're a little imaginative, I guess you could say. And the ending in this movie really isn't that bad. I thought the ending was kind of cool. I enjoyed it. I just think that as a horror movie, this doesn't really work all that well, and even though the thing is literally only 83 minutes long, there is a lot of downtime where there really isn't a lot happening, but something in the credits got me so hyped up for this movie before it even started. It was the name Ray Wise. If you don't know who Ray Wise is, he was Leland Palmer in Twin Peaks. He was in this movie, although he only said literally like 10 words in the entire thing. I was so happy to see him in the movie. That is definitely a plus for this movie. Is that a cross? Is that a jet? What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. But Ray Wise is a really cool guy. He's great in Twin Peaks. And, I mean, I guess he's not great in this because he's literally there for like a second. But I thought it was really cool that he was in this movie. But overall, I just don't think that Lazarus Effect is a great horror movie by any means. It really isn't a bad one. It has the same ratings as like Ouija. And that's just crazy because Ouija was horrible. And so was Annabelle. And I just think that Lazarus Effect has a little bit more quality than those movies, but it's not nearly as good as like Scream or Nightmare on Elm Street or any of those. So I'm going to give the Lazarus Effect a 2 out of 5 stars. I don't like it that much, but I don't hate it really at all. So this is Luke signing off. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.